Hello, Michelle. Hello, Alan.
Hey, Shabbat
Joel.
Shalom, Joel.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's the rabbi.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi. How are you feeling?
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. I need to change my name, though. It says that my name is Anne.
Incognito.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone, for being flexible with the last minute change. I'm glad that so many of you are here. And we'll wait just a couple more minutes and then we'll get started.
Well, Rabbi Zoe, I wasn't aware COVID was actually still happening. It feels like that's been such a long time ago. And to think, I had to look up what was going on in California in terms of cases, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
Sorry. So sorry you tested positive. My goodness.
You know what? It was a bummer that it happened. I had to check with myself. I said, do I still have any COVID tests around? And thank God I had a couple. And it was really out of an abundance of caution that I even tested. At first, I had just been feeling a little bit of a sore throat, but because it was close enough to Passover, I figured better to be safe than sorry, and thank God that I did. But what I'll say is, thank God. It could have been so much worse. It could have been, the day before Passover, or, it could have been right before Yom HaShoah or something terrible that I would have really been sad to have missed. And at least I caught it on a Tuesday. I've gotten through most of the symptoms such that I could still be present on Zoom, and we're making our way. It's okay.
Well, looking at you and hearing, you speak, it's like, do you really have COVID? I mean, you sound so your usual bubbly self. It's like hard to tell.
Oh,
So
thanks.
thankfully it sounds like a mild case.
Yeah. We had our ups and downs for sure, but we got there. We got there.
Good.
Good deal. So the one fun thing about being on Zoom, we haven't pulled out our online Siddur in a long time. And it was really nice to be able to pull it out again. So let me just grab this. So we're going to have our Siddur slides again. Okay, just 1 second.
Let me know if you're having difficulty sharing. I might have done something.
No, it wasn't you. I realized that I forgot to pull up my guitar slot or my guitar chords. So this is just one more thing that I have to pull up before I share, and then we'll get started. Okay, here we go. Anyway, so I am going to we're going to have some of our regular Shabbat things. There's slightly less music than there would be usually. I appreciate your understanding. And hopefully it should be relatively tolerable to listen to. But if not, then I'll ask for forgiveness this Yom Kippur. So let me share my screen. Okay, so let's take a moment to breathe in and to breathe out and to help us to get into the Shabbat spirit. Oh, geez. And we are going to get started with a nigun to help us to get into the Shabbat spirit. If I can ask someone to read this meditation before the lighting of Shabbat candles. And let's see, is there someone who has their Shabbat candles with them? Okay, Marla, would you be able to read this reading and then light the Shabbat candles?
Let's give it a try. So, and thank you, Rabbi Zoe. As we enter this sacred time of Shabbat, may Adonai help us put aside our stresses of daily life and absorb the calm of this holy moment. As Shabbat begins, may Adonai revive our ability to feel the infinite potential this ceasing affords us, to regather our scattered selves. In this hallowed space Shabbat creates, may Adonai refresh our connections to our loved ones and community, expanding the threads which bind us together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvosav, v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. we continue getting into the Shabbat spirit with the words of Or Zarua. And also just checking, is my sound getting better? I heard from some folks that it was cutting out a little bit during the opening Nigun. Okay, if it continues to be an issue, please continue to send me a note and hopefully we'll be able to fix it. Or Zarua Latzadik U'Yisrael Simcha. Or Zarua Latzadik U'Yisrael Simcha. Yadada, 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 Or Zarua Latzadik U'Yisrael Simcha. Or Zarua Latzadik U'Yisrael Simcha. Yadada, 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 Okay, let's see. The guitar is still not coming through. Okay, just 1 second. Okay. We are going to continue with the words of Lecha Dodi as we continue our service/sound together. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat L'Kabbalah Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat L'Kabbalah Shamor v'tzachor b'dibor echad Ishmi'anu Raham Yuchad. Adonai Echad, Ushmao Echad, V'Shemo Tiferet V'Nitila, Echad Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, V'Kabbalah, Echad Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Mekabbalah. Likrat Shabbat Lechu V'Nachal Ki Mekor HaBeracha Merosh Mikadem Le'esucha Sof Ma'aseh B'machshvat Tchila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Mekabbalah Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Mekabbalah. Please rise in the ways that you're able and face the entrance of the room that you're in. Boi v'shalom atet bala, gam besimcha uv'tzohala. Toch emunei am segula, boi chala. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Mekabbalah. Okay. So there's one last thing that we're going to do because it sounds like the guitar is still not coming through. That happens. When all else fails, we switch our microphone. So while we are doing this, I encourage you to take a seat, take a breath, take a moment. I'll be right back with you.
Well, I could share some good news while we're on pause. Our daughter Amy became engaged yesterday. So
Mazel
she's,
tov.
thank you. Thank you.
I'm
Mazel
thrilled
tov.
to get you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Michelle and Alan.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Wanda, you're one of the few people on this Zoom who knew Amy when she was
I
growing up.
know, that's why, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I was trying to send you a note, but it wouldn't work on the chat. But Mazel Tov, Michelle and Alan. That's just
Thank you.
terrific.
Thank you, Hannah.
Mazel tov. That's so exciting.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
is.
Okay. We are going to just do one more little bit of, can you hear the guitar now? Okay, great.
Yes, I
And
can hear
with-
the guitar.
Good, that's what we love to hear. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of Shabbat creativity. And with that, we are going to get started with Shema Uvirchoteha, which starts out, which is the section that starts off with Baruch Hu. So with that, I encourage everyone to rise in all the ways they are able, and we will sing the words of Baruch Hu. So let's actually. Yai, 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Yai, 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 Ha'ma'ariv Aravim, God who brings evenings. You are the master of transitions, the artist of Ma'avarim. And we, your people, we are called Ivrim, those who pass from one place to the next, who travel to the edge, who seek you in the in-between. We and you forever becoming, rolling dusk into twilight and darkness into dawn. As you preside over time, the sun rises up and bows low. The moon stretches out and curls in. Our bodies wax and wane. Everything is on the move. Particles flip and twirl. Light floods in and fades away. You offer us sparks of holy time, soul, and space. When Shabbat comes in stillness, we breathe. We are whole. We are here. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha. Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha b'derech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתן על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים אלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Can I have someone share this reading? Anyone want to volunteer?
I can.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Janice.
Sure. Standing again on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get there from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
We continue with the words of Mi Chamocha, singing the words that Am Yisrael sang after they crossed through the Red Sea. Just 1 second. Let's take a moment to think about the rest that we are hoping to get this Shabbat. I know for myself, I've been really grateful for what rest can do for us, for our bodies and for our souls and for our minds. Nothing like a 4-nap day to help us get into the Shabbat spirit. But let's take a moment to think about what rest we want for ourselves, what rest that we want for others, what rest that we want for the world. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your wings. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth and prepare us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah
Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Israel. God of our ancestors, as you performed acts of love and deliverance for our ancestors, love us and help us to seek out deliverance from the Mitzrayim, the narrow places that constrict and hold us back. Please rise in the ways that you are able for the words of the Amidah. Adonai, sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehillah. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, Eloyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot V'Imachos, U'mevii Geula Livnei B'neihem, Le'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Be'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol atah Rav Le'Moshiach, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol Be'rachamim Avim, Tomech Noflim V'Rofeh Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato L'Shenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, U'Midol Melech, Melech Minhit U'Mechayeh, U'Matmiach Yeshua, Ve'ne'emanata L'Hachayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. Please take a moment for your own personal prayer and feel free to return to your seat or to open your eyes once your prayer is complete. So, as hopefully is on your radar at this point, we are coming up onto Passover starting on Monday night, which is both exciting and also, if you haven't done your Passover grocery shopping yet, it gets a little stressful, but that's okay. Passover is a time of family, a time of storytelling, a time of connection to our people through history. And it's also a time when we just share things that are our favorites, our favorite recipes, our favorite memories of Passovers past. And so I wanted us to actually take the opportunity to share if you have a favorite Passover memory, whether it is one of the last few years or one from your childhood. If you have a favorite Passover memory, I would love for us to be able to share a little bit about some favorite Passover memories. So we'll take a moment. We'll think to ourselves what we could share, and then we'll get started in about 60 seconds. I don't want to put anybody on the spot.
Okay, I've got one. So my
Awesome.
favorite,
Thanks.
what?
I said, thanks, Hannah.
One of my most very favorite memory has to do with my parents and Rick and Jackie and niece Cheryl being at the house. I'm sure with other people too. And we sang all the songs, you know, after dinner. And I think my mother said, anybody else have a song that, you know, we should sing? And Cheryl, who, I don't know, maybe she was 4, said, well, I'd like to sing Rubber Ducky. And we have sung that, I think, every year that we've all been together. That's my favorite.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's amazing. I would love to see a Haggadah that has Rubber Ducky in it.
Rick did print out the words so that when strangers would come be with us, they would know the words.
That's amazing.
Were they transliterated into Hebrew?
He wasn't that good.
Well, I also have a memory that includes my granddaughter, Zoe, when she was just a little toddler sitting in her high chair and didn't have the faintest idea what was going to happen for this Passover. So a group of us sat around the table, and no sooner are we seated than it's time to everybody to stand up to start singing the Kiddush. At which point we all started singing, and Zoe got so freaked out that she yelled, "Everybody stop singing, no more talking, no more singing." So we keep reminding her about that. And we did, since she was good throughout the rest of the Seder, we did ask her at the end what she would like us to sing, and we all sang Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, which is much like your Rubber Ducky, except that we don't sing it every year anymore.
That's amazing. Wow, it sounds like we have a whole Passover compendium of additional songs that we've been missing out on our own Seders. That's Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, Rubber Ducky.
I've told this before how, and it's the yard site of my friend whose house we were at, a big group, and Daniel was like 4, and he got into the Kiddush wine, and then he walks over to me and says, "Mommy, you're looking quite beautiful tonight." So, you know, now he's this big adult. But and now this morning I was doing and I'll remember this every Pesach, I was shopping for vegetables and fruit, and the organic stuff was like 3 times as expensive. And I don't need organic, but I try to get it because of the farm workers. And I had to think, you're buying this for a feast of liberation and you won't pay the extra blah blah for these people. So it was a boing.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. It's always, when I was working at Hazon, which is a Jewish outdoor environmental justice organization, we had that very discussion about how, in terms of how do we make Passover feel relevant to today, and that was one of the conversations that came up. So thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, Lori. You're muted.
Okay, sorry. So probably when I was around, I don't know, 7 or 8, I have a cousin who's just a year older than I am. And I guess, anyway, we found the afikomen and my dad was leading the Seder. And so it was like, well, first of all, it tells you when I tell you how much money we're talking about. Anyway, he says, well, I guess I could split this dollar. And he just takes the dollar and rips it in half and hands us each a half. And we were both like, anyway. So yeah, that was a story.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Did you try to tape it together and share the outcome of splitting it?
I don't remember. I'm sure we taped it, and I'm sure
Right.
Dad
Thinking-
eventually gave us each 50 cents, but yeah.
Thinking, yeah, we're going to make use of that, not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Wow, that took the King Solomon story to a whole new level. I'll share one of my favorite Passover stories, just because I think it paints a really accurate picture to to some parts of my family. So I grew up most of my life in Flint. However, we actually moved to Flint when I was around 7. And my mom has this habit of wherever she goes, it doesn't matter where in the world she is, she ends up running into somebody that she's either related to or friends with, or somebody is friends with somebody that she's friends with. It's usually 2 degrees of separation at most. So we moved from the Metro Detroit area, which has more Jews in the area, to Flint, Michigan, which at one time had a pretty prominent Jewish community. It was smaller by the time we moved there. However, she found out that in Flint, Michigan, there was somebody who had the same last name as her. So she contacted them and said, "Hi, we have the same last name. By any chance, are you related to so-and-so?" And of course, their grandparents were brothers, of course. So then our first Passover, we go over to their house for Seder. They invited us for Seder. I got to meet some new cousins. I'd never met them before. How wonderful. And so we went to go find the afikomen, and we were searching, and we ended up finding the afikomen. But of course, what was the afikomen prize? The afikomen prize was that one of the parents of my cousins would sneak off to the side and order a pizza for the kids. And my mom, she had no idea what to do with this, but she was like, you can have the cheese off that pizza, but that's where we're drawing the line. Not what we were expecting, but I thought that was really funny. What an ironic Afikoman prize. But anyways, I love all of the stories that give us a little laugh, or that, that bring us a little bit of joy, or that help us to think. And so I'm grateful that you shared some of those stories. Yeah, Doris.
Oh yes, hi. Shabbat Shalom. I wanted to mention this about my daughter. She always wanted to go to a Seder because she was so excited about Seders. And so for this year, I talked her into going to the Seder at the with you here. Yeah. So we look forward to that. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. I'm so glad that she'll be joining us and that you'll be joining us.
Yes, I'll be there.
And looking forward to seeing however many of the rest of you will also be joining us for Passover, which will be it will be the second night Seder, so it will be on Tuesday night. And thanks again to our Seder committee, who has been incredible, and we're really grateful for all the help that they do to make sure that we can celebrate Passover together. So with that, let me go back to sharing the screen. And we are going to take a moment to think of those who are in need of healing, healing of body, healing of mind, healing of spirit. If you or somebody that you love is in need of healing, please feel free to share their name aloud or to type their name in the chat, and then we'll send our prayers their way.
Cheryl Smith, Stephen Steinberg, Adrian Brown, Craig Spiegel, Bruce Baldwin, Sarah, and Linda Spiegel.
And my sister Jeannie, Ellen, Jerry Ann, Marilyn Gerlich, and Louise Smith.
Arya Strad,
For all those names that we've said aloud, those that we keep in our hearts, and those that we've typed in the chat, we continue with the words of Misha Beirach. Misha Beirach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Beirach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema. Spirit, and let us say, Amen. We'll also say a prayer for the caregivers in our lives. Would somebody be willing to share this reading for us?
I will.
Thanks, Joel.
God of health and healing, bless our family and friends who have taken on the sacred task of giving care and comfort to their loved ones, committing their time, energy, and physical labor to the well-being of dear ones at a time of immeasurable need. Grant them wisdom and skill, compassion and dedication, energy and endurance as time passes and tasks increase. Remind them to care for themselves and to nourish their own bodies and souls, so easily forgotten in this time of need. Source and shelter, rock of life, bless all who dedicate themselves to the care of others and bring lasting health and healing to all in need.
Amen. Thank you. Okay, we now continue with the words of Aleinu. Please rise in all the ways that you are able. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'ateit gedula liotze breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'goralinu kechol hamon. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. We take a moment to think of those who are no longer with us on this earth, but remain with us in our memories of them and in their impact on the earth that we live. This Shabbat, we are in the period of Shloshim, the 30-day period since burial for Dacia Sherman, remembered by Larissa Krasnovskaya, Amelia Spivak, remembered by Larissa Krasnovskaya, and Harlene Strauss, mother of Dan Strauss. And this Shabbat, we are also remembering those whose yard sites occurred this past week. Please rise in the ways you are able as your loved one's name is read. Eli Elkaim, brother of Suzanne Corbett. Malka Friedman, mother of Dahlia Vernikovsky. Leonid Kalik, father of John Kalik. Walter Kopelau, father of Sonia Radcliffe. Ida Makovetsky, mother of John Kalik. Julia Manis, grandmother of Hannah Brzezinski. David Metz, remembered by Karen Bressler. Erin Rogoff, remembered by Betty Rogoff. Ruth Schack, sister of Herman Rosenbaum. Toba Schoenfeld, grandmother of Ted Bressler. Gertrude Solomon, remembered by Susan Toth. Elka Perel Spitz, remembered by Susan Toth. Norman Feast, remembered by Ronnie Peterson, and Sheldon Jules Zimmerman, father of Sheldon Schwartz. We now invite all who are observing their first year of mourning to rise at this time. And we now rise as a community with our mourners as we say the words of the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbi, v'almad divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala uvizman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabbi mevorach le'olam ulamei amayam. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudsha richu, v'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, v'shbechata v'nechamata ga'amiran ba'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru, amen. Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing, and let us say amen. It is my pleasure to invite, I believe it is Ronnie, to share announcements.
It is.
Wow, look at my memory. Amazing.
Pretty good. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Please read the weekly email and check out the temple website for all of the upcoming events, some that are coming up in the next couple of weeks. Fremont Creates celebrate art, culture, and creativity with the grand finale on Saturday, April the 27th, between 11 and 4. Please check out the weekly email for all of the details. The in-person Passover Yizkor service is on Monday, April the 29th at 7 p.m. Please note the later time. The WTBT gift shop is closing. All regular merchandise is at least 60% off. Shop the gift shop on Sunday, May the 5th from 1:30 to 3 p.m. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you. And just a reminder, there is no Torah study this week, but we will be back up and running next week. And this is so that we can do all of our Passover prep, but we will be very to study Torah during the Seder. So come and join us for the Passover Seder. I believe actually the registration deadline has passed, but yes. But for those who have already signed up, have no fear. We will tell a Torah story because the Passover story is in the Torah. So we are going to take a moment to send a family blessing to our loved ones. If they are in the same room with you, please feel free to reach out to them. If they are not in the same room with you, I encourage you to hold them in your heart. We hope that they receive this blessing. May God bless you and keep you. May God shine God's face upon you and be gracious to you. May God's face turn to you and grant you peace, to which we say, Amen. So now is the fun moment when I get to have a little taste of my own medicine, which is usually I say, okay, friends on Zoom, you have 3.2 seconds to grab your challah and grape juice. And now I'm going to do that to myself. I'm going to give myself 10 seconds just out of generosity to myself. But if you need those 10 seconds to grab your grape juice and challah, please feel free to do that, and we will say the blessings in just a minute. I think that was more like 30 seconds. Such unrealistic standards I've been making for you guys. My apologies. Okay, let us sing Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu Zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit Yikhu yom techila lemikra kodesh Zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim Yikanu v'charta Ve'otanu kidashta Mikol hamim Shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha'avai. Now the motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. And we will sing one more concluding song. One we haven't done in a while. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Wishing you a wonderful rest of your Shabbat.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Please, everyone, say
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you so much. Be well. Rabbi Zoe, take care. Thank you so much for doing this tonight. We appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbat shalom.